I had one of those moments this morning where, in contemplating this deep subject of light and darkness, something incredibly simple came to me that seemed almost impossible, that I had never thought of it before. And that is, I paid attention to what blinking is. We live a lot of our waking moments with our eyes closed. You think about it. When you blink, it's only a little blip of darkness, but we actually go back and forth all day long between light and darkness. So I looked up, being as a certain person of a certain age, on Google, what does blinking have to do with the quality of sleep? Because many of us either dream excessively or wake up frequently during the night, and I wondered if there's a correlation between blinking and sleeping, and if you blink a lot, etc. Well, of course, it was scientifically, had no basis, right? Except that when you're really tired, you tend to have very, as our leadership of America does, long blinking. Very long blinks. But the serious topic of light and darkness is on so many levels. And as Jung is a great proponent, Jung is a great proponent of, we live in a way that seeks to push darkness away from ourselves. And the more we ignore something, the more it comes into our lives. I bet everyone in this room would like to be the best person they can be, and say that the things that I am working on are being pushed and diminished to the point where maybe I'm just a good person. But that darkness, that shadow, as Jung calls it, is so much a part of our very existence. When I was talking to Martha earlier about today's service, and I said my theme is light and darkness, she said something to me that I said, of course. She said, oh, that's great. It's so close to the summer solstice. And we live so much in a cycle down to the microseconds of blinking, open and closed, open and closed. And we seek to, as we do with the candles, see things in separate places, but they're really not. Just take a second and make your eyes really kind of small and look at the flames. Many people say, oh, I don't see auras. I can't see energy around people. But if you squint and look at the flames behind me, you will see something that you might not have thought of before. I'm going to step aside. So I want us to be thinking about light and dark. Raise your hand if you like the dark. Raise your hand if you don't like the dark, if somehow the dark makes you uncomfortable. Okay, see, the people with the light were like, yeah, I love the light. All of us dark fearers are fearing being outed here in the... Somehow in the dark, we fail to be able to see ourselves. We fail to be able to hear ourselves. We can't see our surroundings. And yet, they are very present. When the world was created according to the Bible, we tend to focus on the idea, let there be light. But actually, the verses that come before that say that the Spirit of the divine hovered over the face of the waters, and there was darkness. And so, in Hebrew, the word for darkness is choshech. Choshech. But if you take those letters and you flip them around, it actually can mean dishonesty. The dark is where we try to hide stuff, where we try to put away, oh, I'm not like that. And I was just mentioning to my friend of 46 years now, Barbara Turner Hart, that in our Jewish tradition there are so many commanded things that we are asked to do. Some of them are not relevant anymore only because they are impossible to fulfill. But there are way more negative ones, way more don't do this than there are do this. 365 don't do's and 248 do this, with the understanding that we have within us the shadow. We don't need law if we were all capable of living in this upright manner. We're living in a world where darkness is flooding our environment. Now, somebody mentioned before about the UFC fight that's going on today. If we enjoy watching other people be battered, that's either just something, as a sublimation of some kind of anger in us that we'd like to beat the out of somebody. But that is within us. In our tradition also it says that before Noah, people only were vegetarian. But after the flood and the revitalization of the human race, the need to eat meat was in order to sublimate the animal nature of a human being. So for vegans and vegetarians, you're back to the future. But it's such an important distinction. We live in a world of day and light and darkness, day and night. And what I'm trying to just emphasize is that they are all just flowing one into the other. They cannot be compartmentalized. And as Jung says, recognizing the darkness gives us the ability to enhance the light. So let us not fool ourselves, and let us not attempt to fool others that we are any better or any smarter or any more moral or any more uplifted or any more spiritual or any more generous or compassionate. We all have within us the continuing ebb and flow of light and darkness. And so with that, let us be grateful for our sense. And when we blink, think to yourself what a blessing it is to open our eyes again and return to life. Amen.